Hi beautiful, welcome to my channel. In today's video we are going to be doing a full face of Charlotte Tilbury makeup. I'm going to be applying absolutely everything from Charlotte Tilbury, and as I apply it I will tell you what my favorite products are and the ones that are either not revolutionary for me or just not good, I'll tell you as well. I feel like this full face of Charlotte Tilbury will amount to $900 to $1,000 in value. I'll tell you what, at the end of the video we'll do the math, we'll add up every single product and we'll see how much a true full face of Charlotte Tilbury makeup could cost. While Charlotte Tilbury is one of my favorite brands, not everything she makes is a favorite, and so as I do my face today we will talk about all of that. If you are excited for today's video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up before you leave. And if you're new to my channel, my name is Patty. I love making videos like this one, so don't forget to please hit the subscribe button before you leave. Now, let's get started. Okay, first things first, I am just going to pull my hair away from my face. I only cheated with one product, and it's because Charlotte doesn't have a product quite like this one, and that is my brow freeze from Anastasia, which I use to lift my eyebrows. Charlotte does have a brow gel pictured right here, which I swore I had, but I can't find it. Anyways, this clear brow gel right here retails for $25, and if you have eyebrows that are not as stubborn as mine, it is actually a pretty nice brow gel for a finishing touch. However, I like to lift my eyebrows before I even start, so it doesn't work for me the way that I want to use it. So the first Charlotte Tilbury product we are going to use though is this right here. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Brow Cheat, and I absolutely love this brow pencil. This also retails for $25. By the way, I'm going to go ahead and list all of the products that I'll be using down in the description box of this video, and I'll list them from Sephora and from the Charlotte Tilbury website. That way, if you rather shop from one place over the other, you have my links down there for both, and of course those are affiliated links, so if you do shop through them, I do make a small commission. So let's get started with this brow pencil. And one of the reasons that this pencil is my favorite is that it's pretty pigmented and it's pretty easy to work with, and also pretty easy for me to control where I want the pigment to go, and it does not lose the pigmentation when drawing on your eyebrow over an eyebrow gel. If you, like me, use an eyebrow gel before your eyebrow pencil, a lot of eyebrow pencils have difficulty drawing over the eyebrow gel, and this one does not. Plus, I also really love the fact that it is a refillable type of item. So this right here is pretty much what it looks like once I fill my eyebrow in. And the color that I use is the natural black. Let me do this one. Both eyebrows are done, and we are going to move on to the first skincare step, and I'm going to start with the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Serum. Now let me tell you, some of Charlotte Tilbury's skincare is my absolute favorite, cannot live without, but this serum is not one of those items. This is advertised as a plumping and hydrating crystal elixir. It's supposed to have peptides in it, be anti-aging, etc, etc. And while I have nothing against it, for some reason, and I can't really pinpoint why, it's just not my favorite. I don't feel like my skin feels a lot plumper immediately after. I do have that effect with some other of her products, which we'll talk about in a second. It just sort of sinks right into my skin. It gives like a little bit of luminosity to it, but nothing spectacular. In my opinion, my skin doesn't immediately feel as hydrated as I would want it to feel with a serum, and it's a little bit sticky. Not too sticky, but a little bit sticky for sure. And so I feel like for me it just comes down to consistency. I don't love the consistency of this one. It is an $80 serum, not super luxurious pricing for a serum. There's much more expensive serums out there, but it's also not affordable at all. And so for that reason, this is just not one of my favorite Charlotte Tilbury products. But since we are doing a full face of Charlotte Tilbury today, I wanted to just bring out everything and discuss as much as we can from the line today. Now, This next skincare product is an absolute favorite, and when I tell you I have gone through countless jars of magic cream, I am not lying, I am not kidding. I have been using this consistently at least for the past 3 years, maybe even 4, and it is the only moisturizer that I like to use underneath my makeup since I tried it. I have run out at times, and in between restocking I've used other moisturizers and nothing feels quite the same as magic cream. Magic cream is a luxuriously priced moisturizer. This 3.4 ounce jar is $100, and I happen to have the refillable one, so I can now get the refills for $90, I believe, which I think is actually pretty great that she made her magic cream refillable. It makes total sense for me because I am always restocking on it. I usually run through like 3 jars per year, we'll say, maybe even 4, 3.5 jars of magic cream a year. But this product feels incredible. This product does actually make me feel plumper. It makes me feel more hydrated. It gives my skin a lot more luminosity. It feels like you're putting butter on your face. If you have normal to dry skin, I promise you, you are going to be all about magic cream. Never go back to anything else. This product is magical. It has a teeny tiny bit of vitamin C and sunscreen. It has camellia oil. It has peptides. I don't remember what other ingredients, but anti-aging and plumping. I used to work at a Charlotte Tilbury counter, and so I had all of the benefits memorized, but it's been a while. But the point is that this product is amazing and I absolutely love it. And even after I stopped working at the Charlotte Tilbury counter, which I think it's already been a year, I have continued to purchase and use magic cream because truly nothing feels the same to me. I also have never stopped loving the Magic Eye Rescue, which also now has a refillable jar. This one I believe retails for $65 or $68. And there's 2 main things I love about this eye cream for daytime and for underneath my makeup. One of the things is it has a lot of luminosity to it, so it immediately makes you look less tired. It has plumping and anti-aging ingredients in it, and it has retinol, but a very small amount of retinol, so even if you have sensitive skin, you will be able to use this one. Retinol is excellent, especially for around the eye area, because it's going to help with lines and wrinkles. And look at how much glow it gives your under eyes. It immediately makes you look less tired. It also feels like butter, and it is totally another one of my favorite Charlotte Tilbury products. Let's move on to Wonder Glow, which is one of Charlotte Tilbury's primers, and to be honest with you, not a favorite of mine. This one is just okay. I feel like it's a little pricey for a primer personally. I believe it retails for $55. It does give your skin a lot of luminosity. It does a little bit for your pores, but nothing out of the ordinary, I would say. And so this primer is not something that I die for. I have other primers in my collection that I like much better than this one. A lot of them cheaper, some of them more expensive, but it's just not extraordinary. There are some things from the Charlotte Tilbury line that I find extraordinary, and the Wonder Glow primer, while I do think it's good, is not one of those products. It does leave my face with a really nice tackiness to it that I think foundation will go really nicely on top of, but still I have other primers in my collection that I like better, so that one is not one of the Charlotte Tilbury products that I usually rave about. This one right here, on the other hand, is a product that I totally love to rave about. This is the Hollywood Flawless Filter. I usually use this as a primer instead of Wonder Glow, but today we'll use both because I want to show you as many Charlotte Tilbury products as possible. And so usually I do like to put this one kind of on the highlight areas of my face, right here where I'm putting it, top of the cheekbone, and we can go all around the brow here, center of the nose and chin. And with a sponge I'm just going to dab it in a little bit. The Hollywood Flawless Filter is a very unique product. You can use it as I'm doing today underneath your makeup to kind of give a really beautiful glow to all of the highlight areas of your face. You can put it all over your face if you want to as well. I do feel like I look a little greasy when I do that, so I just like to put it around instead of all over. You can also put it on top of your makeup as a very subtle but beautiful highlighter, or you can even mix it in with your foundation, which is something else that I also really like to do, to add glow to the foundation formula. The Hollywood Flawless Filter is one of my favorite Charlotte Tilbury products, and not just my favorite, I feel like this has a cult following, and with reason. I use mine in the shade number 4, by the way, and you can definitely see how much glow that added to my face, and that glow will kind of come through the foundation once we put foundation over it. Now, as far as foundation is concerned, I believe that Charlotte Tilbury discontinued the Magic foundation, which was my favorite foundation from the line, and so I am a little bit disappointed in that because these are my options now. So here I have the Airbrush Flawless Foundation. This is a super full coverage matte finish foundation. Incredibly enough, even though it is a full coverage matte finish foundation, it does work for dry skin, and I actually really enjoy using it. A teeny tiny bit of this goes a very long way. You need barely any, I promise you, and this retails for $44, as well as the newer beautiful skin foundation from Charlotte Tilbury. My Charlotte Tilbury foundation color is number 4, so I have both of these in 4 neutral. And this one right here was one of the things that I was the most excited about when this year started, because this was about to release and launch, and when I tell you this was one of the biggest disappointments for me as far as foundation releases this year, I could not believe it, because I expected this to be lightweight, and maybe I just had set very wrong expectations for myself, but I had expected this to be a really lightweight, glowy foundation with a medium coverage, and it does have a medium coverage and it is glowy, but this is not lightweight at all. This is actually a pretty thick foundation, and I don't feel like it sits the best on my pores, plus it doesn't sink into my skin the way I would want it to sink into my skin. It looks thick when laying on my skin, etc. I just do not love this one, and so for today's video I'm actually going back to the Airbrush Flawless Foundation, and this is what I'll be using. Now I'm going to use half a pump, I think is what that is, because like I said, a little bit goes a very, very long way with this one. So with my half a pump, I'm going to just dot around my face a bit. And then this is my BK Beauty 101 brush, and I will distribute it all with this one. And look at how much coverage you can get with literally half a pump of that Flawless foundation. It's incredible. Now, mine doesn't look matte, it actually looks pretty glowy, and that is because I'm using very, very little foundation, and you saw all of the prep work that I did before with the serum, the moisturizer, the eye cream, and both primers. Every single one of those products had a lot of glow to them, and so that is why my matte foundation is not looking matte, which is definitely what I prefer, but it is still giving me a ton of coverage. Okay, just take a look right here at that foundation applied. Again, this is the color 4 neutral. My next step is an absolute must-have from Charlotte Tilbury, and that is the Charlotte Tilbury color corrector. As you can see, mine is very, very well loved. This is something that I use on a daily basis. I combine it with all of my concealers, and I'll be needing to restock on this one very soon. I have mine in the shade 2 medium. I believe this retails for $32, and this right here is the Rare Beauty concealer brush that I love to apply it with. So I just take it and pat it right under the eye where I see purple and the inner corner, and that blocks all of the purpley hues that I have under my eyes. You can see them right there, fully blocked, so I can get away with using a medium coverage concealer on top of this color corrector, or even a sheer coverage concealer, because the color corrector is what deals with all of the purpley hues of my under eyes. It's a very natural looking color corrector, and it does not transfer onto whatever concealer you put on top of it. It is an absolute must-have. One of my top 5 products from Charlotte Tilbury. Cannot live without it. I don't know what else to say, but you need it, okay? If you have purpley under eye circles like me, you need this. Let's move on to the next product. Opposite to that color corrector, a Charlotte Tilbury product that you do not need at all, please skip it, is this one right here. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Away Liquid Concealer. I feel like I saw somewhere that she was coming out with a different concealer, which thank God, because this concealer is atrocious. And I know people who like it, but it's very few of them, to be honest with you. This concealer is pretty full coverage, but also pretty thick, and it's one of those concealers that it's so thick and luminous, we'll call it, that it does not stay put underneath your eyes. It just makes matters worse, creates wrinkles deeper than the ones that you might already have underneath your eyes, etc. It is not a good concealer in my opinion. I do not recommend it. I do not like it. I feel like it is one of the biggest flaws within the Charlotte Tilbury line, which is such a good makeup line. This is one of the weakest links for sure. I believe the retail price of this one is $32, just like the color corrector. And for you today, I'm going to put it on. I'm going to try and do my best at putting on extremely little of it, so that it doesn't become a mess underneath my eyes, but I'll put it on. Another huge flaw in the design of this is that it's impossible to open when you haven't used it in a while. I do have moisturizer on my hands right now, but dang. I've been trying to open this for the past 5 minutes and I just can't. And I don't have another Charlotte Tilbury concealer, so we are going to pretend that I applied it, but I'm not going to apply it. I'm going to apply something else because I literally cannot get it open. But you guys know my opinion of it, and as you can see, I've used quite a bit of it, so you know, I've had time to form that opinion. I simply cannot even open this, and the design is also kind of awful because you have the little sponge thing up there collecting bacteria and whatnot, and then sometimes the concealer runs through the sides when you close it, like the cap will touch the sponge, and then you have concealer on the cap, and then you know, if you spent a few months without opening it, it is sealed shut because the concealer dried around the cap area. Just don't, okay? Don't. I went ahead and applied a different concealer since I couldn't get that one open, and let's move on to the next Charlotte Tilbury step, and that is setting powder. This right here is the Airbrush Flawless Finish Setting Powder, one of Charlotte's most popular products because this powder is wonders at blurring your pores, and it's actually not one of my absolute favorites from her line. I do like it, it's a nice powder, but I don't love setting my under eyes with it because I find that I have other powders that set my under eyes better. However, for blurring your pores, it is amazing. Like this area right here, you can immediately see from that to that how flawless it makes the pores look. And one of the tricks to liking this powder more is to use a very, very soft, extremely soft, natural brush with it, because less is more with this powder in my opinion. This one I believe retails for $45. And so once I have barely anything on my brush, I'm going to lightly tap it underneath my eyes to set the concealer with. The reason I don't love it for underneath the eyes is because I sometimes find that it can look a little thick under there or crease a little bit, but it does do wonders for the pores. This right here is how I'm looking after all of the complexion is on, or the base I should say, because we are moving on to contouring next, which is still complexion, and this is the Charlotte Tilbury Contour Wand. I have mine in the shade light medium. This, as of lately, has been coming in and out of stock, so definitely check the links if you're interested to see if it's even available. And I'm going to go around the perimeters of my face with it. I feel like this is a product that can be intimidating to apply, but when I tell you it is the easiest contour product to blend ever, I am not lying. It is so easy to blend this one. I'm even applying it over some powder here on my nose because it just works on top of anything, to be honest with you. And with the BK Beauty 101 brush, which is what I used for foundation, I'm going to blend it back into my hairline back here and pat it in everywhere I drew it pretty much. And you can definitely see how natural this is starting to look already, which is one of the reasons that this contour product is so popular. It's easy to use, easy to apply, and it blends flawlessly. So it is pigmented and very, very user-friendly. Just tapping it in right here as well. This, by the way, retails for $40. So take a look right here at how beautiful and natural this contour looks. Now you can leave it at this and look very natural, or you can go on with a little bit of powder bronzer on top, which is what we are going to do, because if Charlotte does something well, is, I mean, many things. There is a lot that I love about her line, but I obsess over her contouring and bronzing products. This one right here, I believe retails for $55, and it is a really huge face and body bronzer. I have mine in the shade medium, and as you can see, I absolutely love this thing. It is very, very well loved, but there is something that took its place when it came out, and so because I like it a little more, this is what I'll be using today, and that is the Nude Gasm Face Palette. This has a couple of highlighters and a couple of bronzers, and it retails for $75. I love this thing so much. It is extremely easy to build, and I love that it has two different color bronzers in there, because I like to just kind of put this one all over as a base and then intensify certain areas of my face with the darker one, and I feel like it just works so well for me. So I'm going to start with the lightest bronzer. This is a Wayne number 1 brush, and I'm going to intensify and set that contour area a little bit, going around my forehead now and the jawline. This formula is also very thin and undetectable on the skin, and it has a beautiful natural finish. So now I'm going in with the darker shade, a teeny tiny bit of it only, and I'm just going to intensify right here and here, plus a little bit right at the root of my hair. And so this right here is the finished contour look. Charlotte also has amazing blushes. For the most part, they all have a glowy finish to them, and these two right here are my favorite ones. This one is the Walk of No Shame blush by Charlotte, and this one is the Pillow Talk original shade. They are pigmented, blendable, natural looking. What is not to love about these? I'm going to go ahead and use the shade Pillow Talk today. This is the one that I tend to reach for the most because it is so natural looking. It literally goes with anything, any eye look, any lip color, anything you put on your face, this will go with it. And I like that it has a really beautiful undertone to it. It's not a super bright, punchy in your face type of blush. It's very natural looking, so I love it. So with my REPHR number 5, I'm just going to put it on, mixing it with the bronzer, and I'm going a little bit over my nose. Take a look right here, and you can agree with me that this is lovely. I don't know if I already said the price, but these are $40. Let's talk highlighter next, and I have a few different ones to discuss with you. This right here was a holiday highlighter from a couple of years ago. It is called the Hollywood Superstar Glow Highlighter. It comes in this huge pan right here, and I believe the price of it was $55. I do not love this highlighter. It kind of is thick and chunky looking. It enhances my pores, not my favorite. The Magic Star highlighter, also from a holiday collection. This is more of a baked highlighter formula, and I really love it. The only thing is that it's a little bit too dark for my complexion, but if you have medium tan, olive complexion, maybe even deep complexion, this highlighter would be a beautiful, beautiful highlighter for you. I don't remember the price of this one, but we're not going to use it today. I'm just kind of showing you the different highlighter options and what I think about them. One of my favorite powder highlighters Charlotte has released is this one, which is rather new. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk highlighter, and I absolutely love this one. In particular, the first half of the palette, these two shades right here, are spectacular. Very flattering and beautiful, beaming highlighter. And while I do really love it, this is also not the one that we'll use today, because today we are going to use a liquid highlighter from Charlotte, in particular the Pillow Talk liquid highlighter. This is not necessarily new, but it is one of my newest obsessions from the Charlotte Tilbury line. It retails for $40. It works just like the bronzer does. By the way, these have an opening and closing mechanism, and they are pretty liquidy, so make sure that you keep them tightly closed when you store them, because you don't want to wake up and have all of it on the cap right here. So the reason I have been obsessing over this highlighter lately is because it is so flattering, so easy to apply. I just put it on where I wanted and I blend it in with my finger a little bit. And I find that it gives me a really beautiful glow without enhancing any texture, without making my pores look terrible. It looks very flawless, but it's also pretty beaming at the same time. So I'm all about it. I have been all about it for the past month and a half or so since I bought it. I love it. Beautiful. I'm now truly done with complexion. We are contoured, bronzed, blushed, and highlighted, and we are going to move on to eyeshadows. Charlotte Tilbury makes 3 types of eyeshadow products. She makes her holiday palettes, which are $75 palettes, and they come with 12 shades each. This right here is kind of the concept, 4 different looks in one big palette, a nice mixture of mattes and shimmers for the most part. This one here is called the Smoky Eyes Are Forever palette. And then another favorite of mine is the Pillow Talk version of it. Love it. She also makes her small little quads, which are $54 each. These have 4 shades, incredible formula, and they usually come with instruction on exactly what to do with them. I have some here from the holiday season which have special packaging. This one in particular is called Celestial Pearl, and I'm obsessed with it. It has beautiful shimmer shades in it. And then the newest one that came out is the Pillow Talk Dreams one, which has such an incredible formula. I love it. Lastly, she has little pot eyeshadows. She's got the Eyes to Mesmerize, which are shimmer shades, and they are lovely, beautiful for one shade looks all over, and then the mattes to Mesmerize, which are probably the worst launch Charlotte has ever had. This is what these look like right here, and the concept of it was that they were going to be really beautiful matte shades to use all over the eyelid for one shadow looks as well, or you could combine it with other things. However, these are so dry and so hard to blend on your eyes. These are a true disaster. Again, I feel like the worst thing Charlotte has ever launched are these right here, and so I do not recommend these. I wanted to talk about them just to make sure that you knew to stay away, because it is impossible to blend these on the eyes. Not impossible, you can do it, but it'll take you a very long time and your eyelids will be hurting by the end of it, so just don't do it, okay? Today I think I'm going to use my Smoky Eyes Are Forever palette, and I will combine it with this one. This is the Pillow Talk Dreams, just because I want to use this shimmer shade right here on my eyelid, which I love, and I feel like it will combine really well with some of the products in here. With the Smoky Eyes palette, I'm going into this shade right here from the Power Eyes look, and this is the color that we are going to use as a transition shade. Now you might be asking yourself, does Charlotte Tilbury not have an eyeshadow primer? And she doesn't. She has built-in eyeshadow primers into all of her eyeshadows, and so you don't necessarily have to use a primer for them. She doesn't sell one separately as far as I am concerned. And so, you know, if you have a favorite primer that you love, you can definitely choose to use it along with her eyeshadows. Nothing wrong with that. But she doesn't have one herself. With a REPHR number 1, I'm going into the middle shade in Confident Eyes. And this is going to be my outer V shade. Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadows have one thing that I absolutely love about them, and that is how easy they are to use and to blend. She gives you really nice clear instructions on how you can use her palettes, which is definitely helpful. I personally don't follow the instructions very often, but they are there if you need them, which makes her palettes very user-friendly. Besides that, the formula is also very user-friendly because everything is so easy to build and to blend. I don't want to do anything too extra, so after those two shades I'm going into this shimmer here that I want to use with a REPHR number 28 brush, and I'm going to put it all over the center of my eyelid, blending it into that outer corner color a bit. And this is a really beautiful pigmented shimmer that has sparkles in it, and I love it. And with that same brush, I'm going into the lighter shade of this palette and going from the inner corner to our middle shade with it. Underneath the eye, I'm going to use the same two shades that I used on the crease. First, the dark one immediately under on the outer half, and this is a REPHR number 26 brush. And then the transition shade all the way in with my REPHR number 13. Finally, I'm grabbing this shade right here, and I'll use it as my inner corner highlighter with a REPHR number 28 brush, just blending it in ever so slightly. This right here is my eye look using these two little palettes combined. Love the way it came out. A Charlotte Tilbury product category that I feel like it's not talked about enough for how good they are is hands down the eyeliners. Charlotte Tilbury pencil eyeliners are superb. To die for, amazing. These retail for $27. I'm going to be using mine in the shade Pillow Talk today, which is one of the ones I use most. I also love Walk of No Shame, Bedroom Black. They honestly all are good, but these are the three that I use the most. I believe they retail for $27. And they are so amazing for the waterline because they are so pigmented. You don't have to go back and forth a lot. They are very creamy. Get right in there, do the job. In fact, they are so creamy and so pigmented that you can use it very easily to do a winged eyeliner with the pencil. Now, Charlotte does also have liquid eyeliners that you can use that are super beautiful and pigmented and easy to use, and I was just looking for mine for like 3 whole minutes, and I swear I had it, but I can't find it, which tells me I might have gifted it to someone. I am always trying to like gift to people like the things that I don't reach for all that often, and you guys know I don't do winged eyeliner all that often, so I think I might have given it away, which is a shame because it would have been perfect for this video. I could have done a little demo with it and whatnot. I gave up on looking for that liquid eyeliner. I cannot find it anywhere. So what I'll do is I'm going to use my Bedroom Black eyeliner for a little half wing back here. Okay, I did not show you how I did all that because I'm not that skilled at eyeliner, and that took me forever. But here we are. That's my half wing. I like it. And it is finally time for mascara. Charlotte Tilbury mascaras retail for $32, I believe, that they all retail for the same price. And I'm going to use the Pillow Talk Push Up Mascara. This is not my favorite from the Charlotte Tilbury line, but it is the only one that I currently have in my collection because my favorite, which is the Extreme Lash, I believe it's called. I'm going to put a picture of it right here. This right here is my favorite, and I must have used it up since I can't find it in my drawer, so I'm going to use my Pillow Talk one instead. The reason that this Pillow Talk one is not my favorite and I prefer the other one is because the other one I find gives me a lot more volume and separation than this one, but here we go. Back, and the Pillow Talk mascara is fully applied. It looks pretty good actually, but still just not my favorite. I do prefer the Legendary Lashes mascara over this one, but as you can see, it's not bad. Before we move on to lipsticks, I'm going to lock all of this makeup in with my favorite setting spray of all time, which is the Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. This one has a super fine mister. It smells really good and it locks your makeup in place like nothing else does. I have this big setting spray and I also have a travel size of it because I cannot live without it. So let me just go ahead and spray it on. I believe the price of this is $35, but again, I will confirm when I add it all up. And we are moving on to Charlotte Tilbury lip liners. They've been some of my favorite lip liners for a very long time now. This little thing right here is my iconic nude lip liner, which I am always using because it is one of the best nude shades in my collection, hands down. I also really love the Pillow Talk medium and Love Trap lip liners. These are also really nice, but undoubtedly my favorite is Iconic Nude, so I'll put it on today. Take a look right here. It is just the most beautiful, most perfect shade of lip liner ever. I love it. One thing Charlotte is very, very known for is her lipsticks, and she's got some beautiful lipstick shades in her collection. These usually range from $34 to $37, and you can usually tell the different ones by the packaging. This one right here with the fancier packaging is going to be a $37 one, and then these are her regular packaged ones, which are $34. Today I'm going to use one of my favorite lipsticks from her collection, which is called JK Magic. This one was made after J.K. Rowling, the Harry Potter author, and it is a beautiful, creamy, peachy, just a teeny bit peachy nude lipstick. And so I'm going to put it all throughout the center of my lips and just tap it into my lip liner. And I am in love with this combination right here. Besides JK Magic, I also love the Very Victoria lipstick from Charlotte Tilbury, Dance Floor Princess, Pillow Talk, and Pillow Talk medium. There's a color called Supermodel, which is a beautiful like mid-tone brown that is to die for. Anyways, love her lipsticks, and this right here is our nude lip combo for the day, which matches the eye so good. Now we are not quite finished. We still have to plump up these lips with this collagen gloss. This one is in the shade Refresh Rose, which is kind of like a clear lip gloss for Charlotte, and I'm just going to put it over top of this lip combo. Ooh! Okay, so now I am done with this transformation. I'm done with my full face of Charlotte Tilbury products, and I really hope that it was helpful, that I told you kind of what I thought about all the products as I went. I brought out as much as I could so that we could compare between the different highlighter formulas, for example, or the different types of bronzer she's come out with, etc. So now I'm going to go ahead and add the price of every single item that I put on my face today, and we will see how much this face of Charlotte Tilbury makeup comes out to be. Okay, I just did the math of everything that I have on my face right now, and the total comes out to $1,028. And this is exclusively the products that I did put on my face today. For example, the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer, this one, I did not add. I added the contouring palette instead because this is what I applied today. And I also added up the price of both palettes because I used both on my face today. But I didn't add the price of any of these highlighters because I didn't use them. So just what I'm wearing on my face. The only thing I cheated on was that I did add the $32 for the concealer because I have it with me and I meant to put it on. I just couldn't because it just would not open. So I did add the price of the concealer as if I had applied it. So this full face of Charlotte Tilbury products right here comes out to be $1,028. Another disclaimer, I did do the math last night and it was adding up to like $900, which is why I decided to combine a couple of palettes and made sure I used a couple of eyeliners because I wanted this to be a little closer to $1,000 than $900. Anyways, this is my full face of Charlotte Tilbury products right here. I absolutely love the way that it came out, and I truly hope that it was helpful, that I kind of did a little mini review on each one of the products and told you what I thought about them. Definitely check out the links down in the description box. I will have all of these products listed at Sephora and at the Charlotte Tilbury website if you're interested in buying any. Charlotte Tilbury, like I said, is one of my favorite makeup brands. Definitely worth checking out. And that is all I have for today's video. Please let me know down in the comment section what is the Charlotte Tilbury product that you love the most. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and if you're not subscribed to my channel yet and you like this type of content, please don't leave without hitting that red subscribe button. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching today's video, and I hope to see you back in the next one. Bye bye.